Yeah, you got a question?
Yeah, I think I'm having some issues connecting. I might need to reboot my machine.
Yeah, no problem. I still got a few more minutes before I really start.
Copy that.
All right. Okay, so let's see here. What I'm gonna do is okay. Give me 1 second. My mouse is not working good. Is it working now? Okay, good. So, okay. So yesterday I we destroyed everything, right? We built up so many things. Now the system is the all of a sudden the drives are gone. Okay, this was used to be the output, right? When you do DFF and H, we used to have all these drives mounted. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start the system here. Okay, I'm gonna before I forget LVM cheat sheet.
Sir, I'm having some issues connecting to the system itself.
You're logged in. Oh, you can't see the screen.
I can see your screen, but from the virtual box, it looks like I'm not connecting, um, authenticating actually to the network.
Yeah, maybe the password. Check the IP address. IP address might have changed.
Okay.
LVM. LVM. How to geek. physical volume, volume group, logical value. Actually, this is a nice picture. Let me copy this. Okay, let's see here. What is this? Copy. I don't like this. Okay, I'm not worried about it. If I find something, I'll put in the LVM cheat sheet so that you have like a little guide in here. So okay. So my system is giving me the error message here that it cannot boot into systemctl reboot to system. So it is booting into the emergency mode, maintenance mode here. Okay, so let's see what is the problem.
Yes, sir. I am also facing the same problem,
Good,
and
good.
starting,
If you're facing it, is good. That means you're doing it right.
it's not even starting. My system is not even starting. VirtualBox. Yeah. Yes.
Does it look like? Does it look like the way it looks like on my screen?
Yeah. It looks the same.
Then good. That's what I want you to be at. I want the
Okay.
system to crash. Okay, I'll tell you why it's crashing. Okay. Okay, it's telling you to put the password in, so I put the password in. Put your root password in, okay? And it logs you into root. So why is it going into the emergency mode? Because
We removed the hard disk yesterday, I believe. So that's why.
yeah, very good. Very good. You got it, man.
Uh,
So the system boots into emergency mode. Um, so let's see here. today is 21, 2020.
Sir, but my system is working fine.
Yeah. Did you? Well, I'll tell you why is it crashing and why is it's not working fine. Okay, give me 1 second here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is uh, so let's call this emergency mode. Okay, emergency mode.
Yeah, on my view, sir, the network is also gone.
Well, yeah, network is gonna gone. You tell me why the network is gone.
Because it's in emergency mode.
Yeah, very good. Emergency mode. Uh, I think I showed this already to you, right? Let's see here. In emergency mode, network doesn't work. There is no network. There is no network file system. Permissions, yum package. Run levels, okay? So we talked about run levels. So what happened is we are in run level mode, rescue mode. Okay, so there is no network. Okay, so let's talk about this here. So the reason it's going into emergency mode right now is if you go into VI, if you do df-h, okay, it's not, we have SD, we have the other drives mapped, but we don't have the ones which are missing there. So why is it halting here? Because what happens was system, every time system boots in to load the drives in there automatically, it goes into emergency mode because all of a sudden it's missing 4 drives here. It's gonna go into emergency mode even if it's missing only 1 drive. So it puts you into emergency mode here so that the system doesn't get corrupted, okay? So let me go in here. Before that, let me clear this. Let me reboot it here because I want to take a screenshot. Okay, so the system boots into emergency mode. Okay. So the system boots into emergency mode. What you do is you type your password. You type in the root password, okay? Uh, let's see here. So insert root password. Okay, and now what you have to do is you have to edit out yeah, so go into vi slash etc slash fs tab, okay, and hit enter. Now it says found a swap file by this name, owned by root, dated, whatever, and press enter command to continue. Okay, so you continue here, and what you have to do here is you have to disable all this LVMs here because it's not there anymore. So to disable it, you have to put a pound sign before each line. So when you put a pound sign before each line, that means that line is not readable by system. It is as if it doesn't exist. Okay, so as a good Linux admin, general rule of thumb is you never delete anything, you just make it disable. Okay, when you do a pound sign, it disables itself. You save and exit. Okay, so comment out. System boots to emergency mode because of missing mounts, since we deleted all the LVMs. Okay, so I'm gonna save and exit. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just reboot the system here. Okay, so it boots into the regular mode. Okay, let me take a picture here. Okay, so reboot. Reboot the system. It should boot to normal mode now. Okay, alright, so this is it. So now I'm gonna go ahead and connect the regular way. I'm connecting just fine. So I'm gonna type root red hat. Okay, and then if I do dffnh, my drives are there, and if I do cat etcfs tab, it's not there. Okay, let me clear this and do lsb lk. So I have sdcde. So we have sdb there just fine. SDB is not mounted, right? Yeah, SDB is there. Dev SDB2, SDB1, SDB. Don't have any. Let me clear this DFF and H. So all the drives which are available are mounted here. Okay, so so what else here is so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna officially show you what this means in FS tab here. So if I go vi/etc/fs tab, swap file by the name. Okay, so I don't care. So I'll explain you what each of this is. So let me copy this here. Okay, so let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I'm gonna put this here. Okay, so let's do the breakdown of this here. Okay, so and okay, so what is this part here? Can somebody tell me what is this part? What do we call that part?
So there's is the mounting that we did, the map.
You're in the right direction, but you're giving the wrong answer. What is this part called? Okay, you said mounting, right? So I'll tell you this is mount. This is mount point. What is this called?
So volume group.
No, not volume group. Oh, don't look it as a LVM or anything. Just in generic terms, what is this? Or look at this here, and what do you tell me this is in generic terms?
So this is the hard drive.
Yeah, but
Uh,
what part of the hard drive is that? It's not the full hard drive, right?
Yeah, partition, sir. It's the
Yeah,
partition.
very good. Partition. That's what I was looking for. It's a partition. Okay, and that partition is mounted on this here. So on this line, this is the partition information, and this is a mount point where it's pointed to, and this part is what is XFS? What is
File
XFS?
system.
File system. Very good. And default is default. There is nothing else to it. Okay, default is the file system is default here, and this part is a dump file. Dump file backup. Okay, so when we progress through more here, I'll show you what that is and how to look that up here. A dump file is when you get an error like the one we got today, it creates a error dump file somewhere on the drive. That way you could go and look at it. So we'll work on that a little later. And let me work on this one, this part here better. and this portion is priority. Okay, what does priority means? Priority means when the system is booting up, you could set a priority here, either 1 or 2 or 3. So based on the priority, it will check the file system first. Okay, if it doesn't have any priority, that means it's not gonna check anything, it's gonna just boot. But you have an option to verify each time the file system is being checked here. So let's see here, let me go online and check. File system priority, check. File system check Red Hat Linux. Okay, so okay, so let's see here, mounting a file system. Well, it's etcfs tab file. Let's take a look at this here. So this one is device 1 point, file system type, options. Fourth field specifies the mount option. Most file systems support several mount options which modify how the kernel treats the. You may specify multiple mount system here. Okay, so this one is a mount system. Mount system. Okay, later on in this course, when we're going to be working NFS, instead of default is going to be a little bit different here. I'll show you later. It's not the good time. And backup operation. The fifth field contains if one, the dump utility should back up a partition, or a 0, it shouldn't. So this will back up the partition here. If you never use the dump program, you can ignore this option. Okay, so most of the time it's being ignored here. Okay, and then file system check order. The sixth field is the order in which the file system checks the partitions for error at boot time. So 0 means the file system should not check the file. Higher number represent the order. Okay, the boot partition should have a value of 1, and all others that need to be checked should have a value of 2. So either it's going to be 1 or 2 or 0. 0, 1 or 2. 0 means it's not going to check. 1 means is going to check before the 2. So you could have in here, you could have this one as 1, this one as 1, and this is going to be 2 and 2. So it's going to check this one, and then after that it's going to check this one. Then later on it's going to randomly pick one from each well, number 2. Okay, so either it's 1 or 2. Let me just verify that here. Give me 1 second. Yeah, that's about it. There's no extra number here represented. The partition should have a value of 1, and all other that needs to be checked should have value of 2. Check order. Okay, yeah, this is most you need to know, and this is good information you have here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this here and put it right there. So you guys are clear about this, right? What this means here. I was waiting for the right moment to explain what this was. Okay, and in here later on you'll see some more options added here. Okay, so these are not the only options here, but these are some basic options here. But these two options will remain the same. So if it's going to be a network drive, instead of dev, we're going to put IP address in there. So we're going to start learning furthermore how we're going to communicate with multiple servers simultaneously. Okay, so the next chapter is going to deal with all those things. So right now, what we dealt with so far is we just escape. So right now it went into the emergency mode because why did it went into emergency mode? It was missing the mount points here. So we went in there and commented out. Okay, what if the drive is actually corrupt? Okay, if the files on the drive is corrupt, what are you going to do about it? So let me do the demo for that. So what I'm going to do is file system check. So this is called FSCK. FSCK. So for the demo purpose, let me corrupt a file system. So I'm going to run this command here. I'll explain this command in a minute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do dd if input file equals /dev0, okay, output file equals /dev sdb2. I'm corrupting this file system here, okay, sdb2, okay, and byte size is 1K and count equals 1024. Okay, don't worry about this. I'll explain you what this is in a minute. So when I hit this command here, what it'll do is it will take out 1 bit of that partition here, and if 1 bit is corrupt, the system will halt itself. Disk block. Okay, never mind. So what this system is doing is, you have the building blocks, right, of the hard drive. It's taking the one brick out of it. So it's taking the one block out of it, and it will make the system think it's corrupted here. So let me run this. I'm doing it on SDB2. Don't do it on your boot partition here. You could do that too, but right now it will cause more problem here. But let's do this here. I'm gonna hit enter. So now what I'm gonna do is, when I'm gonna reboot, so it did what it's supposed to do here. So it did some kind of record in there, and now when we reboot the system, what will happen is it will corrupt itself. So it will halt and it will go into the emergency mode. Okay, as expected, it went into the emergency mode. So what happened now is the system will halt and boots to maintenance mode. Maintenance or emergency mode. So let me go ahead and put in the password. Okay, so before that, let me take a picture here. I already have a picture here, right? So I'm going to enter root password. Okay, let me go back. Red Hat. Okay, and then if I do df-h, it's all there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna type the command to fix the file system here. So before that, you have to know which file system is it. The command is a little bit different here. So which one we are dealing with is SDB2, right? So how are you gonna do? You go to vi/etc/fs tab, and which drive is that? Is dev/sdb2. Okay, this is the one we corrupted, right? And it's not mounted. SDB3 is mounted. Cool. You know, I want to restart the system and I want to see if it gives any more messages here. So you have to kind of figure out by experience you have to do, it doesn't tell you what is it. Let me reboot it here and I'll stop it where if it's giving any message related to the SDB2 partition here. So I'm going to do init 6. Everybody with me here, right, so far? It's taking almost an hour, but we haven't done much here yet. We're just fixing it or trying to figure out.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I'm a bit confused, but yes, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you have to rely on your troubleshooting skills at this moment. It doesn't tell you what it is. So let me put the password here. So I'll show you how to read the journals later on. So you type df-h and hit enter, and then you see this comes up, and then you do cat/etc/fs tab and hit enter here. So what you do is you match up here. So you have dev/sdb3 is swap. You're not going to worry about that. And then you have dev/sdb2. So now you know SDB2 is corrupt. Okay, so run this command.
Sir, Sorry, sir, I have a question. How can you tell that SDB2 is corrupt from here?
Because it's mounted.
Okay.
It's not commented out. You look in there, and that's why you type DFF and H first, and you take a look. Don't worry about SDA. SDA is already there, right?
Yes.
SDA have to be mounted for it to boot, or else system won't even boot at all. Come up to display. So you see SDB1. So what is SDB1 is? So you're looking in here. Dev/SDB2. SDB1 is mounted in Chicago. Okay, yeah. So we mounted SD. I cannot find SDB1 in ETCFS tab. Why? It's right in front of your eyes. You could see SDB1 mounted to Chicago, right? But you don't see mount point in ETCFS tab. Why? Because we are using it to go ahead.
Yes, sir. So most probably because we didn't do the mount A thing, so it's not recorded.
Wrong. Anybody else? Because we're using the label to mount it. See, label is equal to ZMPT underscore data, and then it's mounted to Chicago. Do you see that? Do you see over here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, so we look at the mount point here. Chicago is there, New York is missing. So we are zeroed it on SDB2. You could further look into, okay, so it's not going to extend too much. You could also look at LSBLK.
Sir, but if you also look, the SDB2 was not mentioned when you did DF-H.
Exactly.
I don't know. I mean, I'm a little confused.
Okay, so right now usually you don't know which one you corrupted, right? We know we
Yes.
corrupted SDB2. So, but when this comes to you, you don't know what is corrupted, and you are into emergency mode now. Let me clear this. So you come into emergency mode after that, and then you first thing you would do is you type DFF and H. Okay. You see, don't worry about SDA. SDA is usually mounted. So if it's not mounted, then you know it's something wrong with it. So what you do is, very first thing you do is DFF and H, and then you do cat etc fs tab. Okay, now you compare here. So SDB1 is there. Okay, oh, SDB2 is listed in here, but SDB2 is not mounted. SDB3 is swap. So do free-h, and you could see the swap is already being used here. So swap is good. And then dev/SDB2/New York is missing. But label equals ZMPT underscore data/Chicago is there. So it's mounted. So you zeroed it on SDB2. Is it clear now, or you want me to explain again? Let me...
No, sir. Good for now.
Yeah. Yeah. So you look at... So the Chicago, right here, Chicago is here and Chicago is mounted, but New York is missing. Okay, so okay, let me get some water. Okay, so now, yeah, you got a question? Okay, so I enter root password and uh, determine the corrupted file system, run commands df-h and etc cat etc fs tab. Okay, alright, so you do this. What is gonna happen now is, so I'm gonna show you how to run the file system command to fix it. So you don't have a network access now here, okay? So if you do if config, see the network adapters are disabled here, so you just have to do it directly. So the command is fsck dot xfs dot xfs dot and then the file system here. What file system? The partition. Which one is it? Dev slash sdb2. sdb2. Okay. I'm gonna hit enter. What it's gonna do is gonna repair. Remember, it took out 1 kilobyte of disk space. It corrupted that. So it's gonna try to repair it. So I'm gonna hit enter. If you wish to check the consistency of the file system, FSS. Okay, so you type xfs underscore repair dev slash sdb2. So it is going to go through all these things here and resetting inode 64 links, moving disconnected inode to lost mode, reinitializing. Okay, so it did what it's supposed to do. It went through pretty fast here. So let me clear this and let me do df-h, and then what I'm going to do is mount -a. So I got no errors. I'm going to hit enter. So now the New York is mounted. You know, one other command, I think I should have said that too. You should have also used mount-a over here. What it does is it actually give you an error message here. Mount-a probably. Did you fix yours already?
Sir, you asked us not to run this command, just see.
Where are you? Are you in the same place as me?
Yes, my system was never corrupted in the first place, but when you were running this command, which corrupted when you took out one byte, you said don't run it, just see.
Oh, okay. Alright, don't worry about it then. Yeah, when you practice it, try mount-a and see if it's going to give you the error message specific to SDA2 is corrupted or not. Okay, now we did this here, so SDA2 is fixed now. So we did DFF and H. So the command we ran is, what was the command? So the command, to fix the command, type XFS underscore repair /dev/SDB2. If it was a file system ext4, what would be the command? Oh god. Okay. Let me capture this. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
You got a question?
Sir, the command to repair the disk is like fs check, right?
XFS underscore repair. If it's a XFS file system, okay? If it's ext file system, let me see if we have one.
Oh,
Okay, so the Chicago is ext file system here. So if it would have been Chicago, the file, the command would be fsck. So I'll show you that in a minute here. Okay, hold on.
okay.
So I'm gonna reboot now. Note, if the file system is ext4, then run command fsck /dev/sdb2.
Sir, before you ran that command, didn't you have to run an FS check?
No, fs check is again that's what I'm saying. fsck, fs check is for ext4 file system. Right here, this is the command you do. Fs check for, that is for ext. We are using two file systems so far, right? One is ext4, and which one is the other one? So we do DFF and H. It's working nice and well. Okay, for the demo purposes, let's go ahead and corrupt if you do so if you do cat slash etc slash fs tab, you see SDB. SDB2 is XFS file system, and SDB3 1 is SDB1 is ext4. So let's mess around with that. Okay, let's do that. That's your question, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'll title this as a repairing file system. Okay, and here I'm gonna put this one as XFS file system. Okay, and now I'm gonna mess around with we're gonna repair ext4 file system. Okay, so let me clear this. So the ext file system is SDB1, which is mounted in Chicago. So I'm gonna say the command dd, okay, and then if stands for input file slash dev slash 0 slash output file equal dev slash SDB1. So what it's going to do is it's going to take out one byte byte file, and then it will corrupt the file. Count equal 1024. Okay. So now when we reboot, it should corrupt itself. Okay, as expected, the it's boot into emergency mode. Okay, so let me type a password red hat, and I do dff and h, and I do cat etc fs tab. Okay, so here we see Chicago is corrupted, not mounted, and let's type mount hyphen a. Okay, there you go. This is the one I would say. So type mount hyphen a, it will give you the corrupt message. It says can't find label. So that means that that is the error message we are looking for. Okay, so and also run these commands here. You guys get the idea, right? I'm not going to repeat all this here. We don't have too much time. So the instructions are pretty good here. Emergency mode. MERG. Emergency mode. Okay. So now, so you're now zeroed in here. So now what you're going to do is, for the ext file system, the command xfs doesn't work. So you have to type FSCK. Stands for file system check. And which one you're gonna do? Dev slash SDB1. Okay, everybody with me so far? File system check dev slash SDB1, and I'll hit enter. Okay, and then it's gonna say resize inode not valid. So go ahead and let it do whatever it need to do. If it says yes, keep pushing yes, yes, yes. The XFS file system didn't ask you all this, but this one did. So it says file system was modified. Now type mount hyphen a. Okay, so the file system is fixed now, and if you do dff and h, it's mounted. So now you do restart. Okay, so let me just copy the commands here. Run the commands dff and h, and then type fsck. So fsck stands for file system check. Okay, fsck, then you type dev slash sdb1. Okay, and then agree to if prompted, push y, push if prompted, yes, yes to repair. Okay, might as well might as well take the picture here. Okay, so let me reboot. Mount hyphen a, then init 6. Failed to start. Okay, what was the message? Okay, now we are here. So we completed the file system check. So let me, yeah, you got a question? No questions. Red hat, clear the screen. So now let's focus on what the heck is this dd command. Yeah, file system emergency mode is there, and repairing file system, XFS file system, good, and ext4 file system, good. We all good there here. So now let's concentrate on what is this dd command is. 0621 2020 dd stands for disk duplicate. Disk duplication, but it could be used as needed. So let me do this here. Okay, so dd command stands for disk duplication here. So what I'm gonna do is, so I do dff-h, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna copy SDB1 and duplicate to some other disk here. Okay, so it's only 4 GB, so we should be able to do it fast here. So before that, let me go into, can you go on mute please? So I'm -rf. So before that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create some files in here. So the files I'm gonna create is touch. For to demo, the data is gonna be copied over when we run this command. I'm gonna do touch file x and 1.1000. So if I do ls here, I have 10,000 files in here, right? Now what I'm going to do is lsblk. So I have, I'm going to do sdb1, and then I'm going to duplicate this on to sd. We'll see here if this is going to do the duplication, because this is a partition and this is a direct disk here. So we'll try it and see if it's going to work. If not, then we'll just do the whole disk. Okay, we'll copy over the partition structure and everything. So the command would be ddSDB, all partitions also. So I'm gonna do this here, dev dd/dev/sdb1, and then I'm gonna copy to where am I copying it to? I'm gonna copy it to output file equals dev SDC. Let's see if it's gonna work here. IF. Okay, IF stands for input file, OF stands for output file. Okay, so let's see if it's gonna work. Okay, so it's complete. All right, so we are doing good here. Everybody with me still?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna highlight. We copied this to SDC, right? Yeah, to 16 GB. Okay, let's see. Let me tell you how this works. The record in, record out, and 4.3 GB copied. Okay, so let's do lsblk. So you see SDC is there here, right? So now what we could do is there are no partitions on it. So let's see if we could mount slash sd dev slash sdc to mnt, and if you do lsblk. Okay, so SDC on, it's mounted to MNT folder and got 16 GB on it. So if I do cd mnt and you do ls here, your 10,000 files are there. Okay, so this process is called disk duplication. So what it will do is it will copy every bit of the drive to another drive. Okay, now here's the drawback here. Okay, so here's the drawback here. What is the drawback? Looking in here, what is the drawback? Can somebody tell me?
I think it replaced the size of the disk.
Yeah, very, very good. The size, even the SDC is 16 GB, is going to be only used for 4 GB because it duplicated the SDB1, which is only 4 GB. So make sure when you're doing it, it's not too much of a disk here. Too much of a disk you're wasting here. This is good when you're trying to recover some data from a disk. Okay, and also this is good. Also, it doesn't matter if this is a Windows disk or not. It will copy everything over the partition and all that. So if you get in trouble with police when they come and get your computer, this is what they do is they make sure they copy all the data on a backup. So they do a disk duplication. Okay, so hopefully nobody gets in trouble with police. What this does is it will do an exact photocopy of what you have here. That's the term I was looking for. Disk duplication does an exact photocopy of disk duplication. Does a exact photo copy of your disk. Okay, in this situation it is it did the exact copy. So what if it had partitions here? It will copy over the partitions also. Okay, so let's do blk id. So when you look at SDC, what it did was it did label ZMPT data. Look at this and look at this. Okay, but it will never have the same UUID. Oh, it even has the same UUID. That's surprising to me. Wow. I need to check up on this. Okay, it even has the same UUID, so that is telling that it does a same exact duplicate photocopy of what you had in there. So the exact duplication is done here. So okay, we may not be able to start scripting now. We'll start next week here. So let me just go ahead and complete this. Then we will take care of this here. So before that, I'm going to take all this junk out of here so that it's clear. So here all data will be destroyed on destination disk. Okay, so go ahead and do a lot of things with this here. In here, try this here. Try SDB and SDC here. What it's gonna do is it's gonna copy all these partitions here and it's gonna give you all this same exact replication here. So after the class, I'll go ahead and do this because this is 16 GB and SDC is 16 GB also. So we'll see how that works, okay? And a couple more things I want to cover before I finish. So let's see, if you want to destroy the data on the disk. So if you are in trouble with police and you think they may come and get your computer, so run this command, okay? So the command to destroy something on a disk is lsblk. I'm going to destroy the data on SDC again, okay? So to destroy the data, you type dd/input file equals dev/0 and then output file equals /dev/sdc. What it's going to do is it's going to write millions of zeros onto this disk and make the data unreadable. So run that few times here. It should destroy all the data on SDC. It will be hard for police to recover that data, okay? So let me go ahead and do this here. To destroy the data, you do this. Okay, you do this command. Ugh. Alright, what the heck is this? Undo. Okay, so to destroy the data, this is what you do. And there is one other thing. If you want to create one blank file, if you're troubleshooting something and if you want to do some network troubleshooting or something, we will use this later on. If you want to create a blank large file, okay, then what you would do is no, not new session. So this is still running. Okay, let me hit enter. So what will happen is everything on SDC is gone. So I'm going to open another session here. Root Red Hat clear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into New York and I'm going to create like a one blank file here. So go into New York and create a one large file here. So dd disk duplicate input file /dev/0, okay, and output file, give it a file name. I'm gonna give Zafar, and how many counts is gonna be? I'm gonna create one file, and then I'm gonna create a file. About byte size. I'm gonna create about 2 GB. So what I'll do is it will create a big fat file which is nothing, it has nothing in it, about 2 gigabytes. So this is just one of those things you could use dd command with. Okay, alright, now tell me you're not enjoying learning Linux. Who's not enjoying learning Linux? Okay, there is a lot of interesting things here, right? I don't know if you guys have any Windows experience, but there are a lot of things inside Linux that you enjoy. So we could disk duplication, all data will be destroyed. So it does an exact photocopy of your disk of photocopy of source to destination. Okay, yeah, remember that. Source, in this case this is source and this is destination. Okay, and let's see here. This is going to take a while here. I think the class will run out today. And before I close, let me just explain what this is. The commands. Give me 1 minute here. Let me just finish this and then I'll end the course. Okay, so if you do ls, there is a ls-l there is a large file ls-ltrh. So there is a large file with 2 gigabytes in it. There is nothing in it. If you cat it, you won't see anything in it. Okay, and this one is gonna take a while here. You got a question? Go ahead.
Yes, sir. So the command that you use with ls after the hyphen, we've never used before. lt that you wrote. ltrh. What was that?
Yeah. Well, that's your assignment for next week. Find that out what that command is. ltrh. What is the new in here? trh, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's assignment, and then put that on the chat. Find that out what ltrh stands for and put that on the chat.
Sure, sir.
Okay, so let's see here. And okay, so here you see there's a big size of a file here, right? You could create a big file size. And this is to destroy the disk here. Everything will be, the data part will be destroyed. And you do mount lsblk here. Okay, so let me do history. So before that, let me in here, I'm gonna go in here. So how many we have? Here is D1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So DD and input file, output file, listen. Okay, this is the command, and it says input file and output file. Okay, so this is what it is here. Okay, and in here, for this command, okay, this one is a self-explanatory, input output. Okay, so over here, let me do 5 here. Insert so DD is there. Input file, output file, count, and byte size. So this is byte size, and this is command, input file, output file, and this is count. So if I type count 2, that means it will create a 4 GB file. Okay, go ahead and try that. Okay, I think we are out of time here, so I'm gonna end here, and hopefully next week we'll start scripting. Okay. Anybody have any question? Put that in chat and let me know if you have any question. And try to take that assignment here. It's very important because based on that I will gauge you if I need to do any tweaks or anything like that. Okay, because it's really important. I will share that with recruiters. Okay, I'm gonna stop here. Then we'll continue next Saturday. All right, everybody.
Thank you,
Have a
sir.
good day. Bye.